So I have known Stephanie since I was about 13 years old. And right away when I met her, she was just like a ray of sunshine. I was automatically attracted to her as a person just because she was so positive and happy and not even knowing anything about what was going on in her background or her family situation yet. She was just a very positive person and great sense of humor. So that automatically I was attracted to her as a friend. And then obviously going through all the awkward phases of teenage years but we had some really great memories. And we kind of, after high school, just naturally kind of went our own ways. Like, we didn't really have a falling out or anything like that, but life, I went away to school one way, she went somewhere else. And then we reconnected later on in life. And I almost felt like it was meant to be because I found her on Facebook or she found me. And it was right at the time I was actually separated from my first marriage. And she really was just a great listener. And she really didn't even get into detail about what was going on in her life. She's just that type of person that she's so focused on listening to you and your problems and, being that positive person and not really focusing on what's going on in her life. And I had no idea. I knew that there were some issues in her marriage, but I didn't know the extent. And she kind of just masked that a little bit from me. I knew a little bit, but not too much. And we just kind of continued to grow, especially when I moved back to New York and our friendship and developing that. And I had a passion for health and nutrition, and she did too. And she also had this budding passion for relationship help and self-help and life coaching. And we felt like, wow, this is an opportunity for us to kind of either grow it or just even talk about it. And I feel like that nurturing helped her to really self-examine and look at her life and what was going on in her life. And I know she had a lot of personal issues with her health and loss of her grandmother and just a lot of stuff. And those difficult times, I feel like, really helped her to grow. And not only was she this amazing, kind person, but she also had this situation in her life that helped her to really be relatable to people, especially people that are going through negative and toxic relationships, abusive relationships. And it wasn't until years later that I found out the extent of her relationship with her ex, how volatile it was, how violent it was, how unhealthy it was. And I felt really bad. I felt like, wow, she was, really bearing the brunt of this horrible situation, but something really beautiful came out of it because she was able to help people and write a book and connect to people on so many levels. And I just feel like her friendship is such a gift, and anyone that crosses paths with her, it's a gift because she is just an amazing person. Even not having her as a life coach or a health relationship coach, she's just a wonderful person and very honest, but kind. And she really makes you feel comfortable talking to her because she has zero judgment. She's one of those friends that I could probably tell anything and it wouldn't faze her. She would just give her point of view and not be judgy and just give great advice but just listen. She's a great listener. So if anyone's thinking about speaking to her, I wouldn't hesitate because she's a great help and a great person, and I love her.